Hey, this is Charlie Benante from Classic 78.
This is Tom Higgins from Classic 78.
And this is Joe McGinnis from Classic 78. And you're listening to Tom and Zeus on Shout It Out Loudcast.
Woohoo!
Oh boy. Here we go.
This is James Simmons.
Put that cookie down.
Kiss.
Stop pressing the button.
Stockbroker Simmons. Star? Paul Stanley. Is that what he does?
Stop shouting.
My name is Ace Frehley. He's not what you would call a handsome man. Oh no, here come the kiss times.
Is that a positive thing? Okay.
All right.
I'm gonna grab me an ice cold mellow yellow.
Why? Why do that to the fans? Stop it. Why? Because fuck them. That's what
What are you talking about?
617-525-0850. You do? Hey, fucko. Do you like Kiss? Settle down.
Hello. Hey, what's up there, Kiss Army? Tom and Zeus, another episode of Shout It Out Loudcast, episode 208. Ace Frehley on Howard Stern. Tom, how you doing?
What? I don't remember that. He's still around? Ace, it's an old episode. We're going to play a recording of you from a long time ago.
Yeah, it's a good one. And we can't wait till you guys hear this one, but we got a lot to get to this week. But I was about to have my daughter tell Tom this story, and Tom was like, hold on. Let me hear this live on our episode.
And make it part of the show. So I don't know what's going on here.
So come on in, honey.
We're going to bring her in.
All right. You got to speak a little louder so everyone can hear you.
And the names have been changed to protect the innocent.
Yes, exactly. So this is middle school. Okay. So 6th, 7th, and 8th graders.
She's laughing.
And
so
she told me this story. I'm like, people are going to think you're making this up because you're my kid or something. But go ahead. What happened?
Okay. So Savannah.
Savannah. Okay. Dude, what kind of name is Savannah?
I get out of class. Savannah comes running to me, like the crowd was like filled with people, whatever. She said, "Is someone? Can I?
You can
swear?
You can swear.
Someone shit in the hallway."
Somebody what?
Hallway.
Somebody shit.
Speak directly into the mic. She can't even say it.
So during one of your classes that ended, and you walked through the hallway, and one of your friends came to you and said somebody shit in the hallway.
How? How did that happen?
I walked, so all my friends, everyone, we all had the same class together next, and we had to go past that hallway. It was right outside the bathroom, right outside, and then we walk past, and I see it on the floor.
What is in front of the boys or the girls' room?
The boys.
Oh, the boys.
Yeah.
Okay, and what was it? Like just a plop of shit? Human.
It's like we're doing like an episode of Law and Order. Could you describe it? Where's the location of this?
Was it human shit? Not like a dog walked by.
No, there's no dog.
They're in school. Where the fuck is a dog gonna come from?
Was it like steaming and like hot air coming off?
It's not like the poop emoji.
Hide over it, and you could still see it.
They try to have a barrel.
They try to hide it.
Who, like
the janitor?
He had to get his hazmat suit.
So Mr. Feces has an offspring, apparently.
So, and then what ended up happening? Did you ever hear anything else about this story?
I don't know. So originally, what happened is someone went to the bathroom and they heard that they saw it, and so they came into the classroom and told everyone, and like that whole class was like freaking out. And then like the bell rang, and then Savannah told me.
So we might need to do a follow-up episode to find out exactly what went on with this.
Welcome, new listeners, Tom.
Thank you, Zeus. You took the words right out of my mouth.
All right, thank you, honey.
Thank you. Great story. See, this is a perfect example of the welcome new listeners part of our show. There are people sitting there going, Kiss podcast. Oh, they're going to talk about Ace. Oh, this is cool. I mean, what are they going to talk? Wait. One of the hosts has his daughter on talking about people shitting in school. What show is this? Oh, see,
where she came home, got in my car when I picked her up from school and was like, Dad, somebody shit on the floor in the school.
What a proud moment. Flashbacks of Stonehill.
I'll be honest with you. The fact that she finds it so funny, I love it.
Oh, it's amazing.
I love it. I love that she has that sense of humor.
You are nailing this parenting thing, believe me.
She gets straight A's, does well,
it's all the
activities.
She's a good kid. She's an athlete, straight A's, and she laughs at shit jokes. Can't get better than that.
So, anyways, Tom, with that, let's move over to our sponsor, huh?
Who probably is thrilled to be sponsoring with us right now, but we love Tony. So yes, let's talk about AB CPA Inc. AB CPA Inc. is an accounting firm located in the suburbs of Chicago that can assist you with all your accounting and tax needs. For business, they offer bookkeeping, financial statements, payroll processing, payroll tax returns, sales tax returns, filing federal and state income tax returns, and help with starting your own business as well. For individuals, they offer help with sole proprietorships, rental real estate, trust and estate tax returns, and filing personal, federal, and state income tax returns. They have access to all 50 states. So whether you live in
Texas
or
Tennessee,
AB CPA Inc. can prepare an e-file on your behalf. Did you know Kiss Army? If you own a business with employees and have had a 20% reduction of revenue than you did in 2019 due to COVID or state-mandated shutdowns, you might be entitled to additional tax credits. Follow them on Facebook and LinkedIn and visit them on their website at abcpainc.com. That is www.abcpainc.com, or email our buddy Tony at abcpainc.com. That's Tony at abcpainc.com, or call him at 708-430-3232. Again, 708-430-3232.
Yeah, ABCPA Inc. Woo! Yeah, now's tax season. I know, because all the 1099s and shit are coming in.
That's right. Yep.
Hey, speaking of stuff, before we get deep into the episode, I wanted to talk a little bit about over the weekend. I guess there was some, rock festival stuff that Eddie Trunk was hosting. There were some other friends of ours were there. In the middle of the night, we get a text, and it's from Courtney, Cronin, Doles, Simmons, Swede, fucking Camilla, Parker Bowles, fucking Spencer Cook. And it's a photo of her, our buddy PJ, and Eddie Trunk's in the back. And then in the meantime, he's like, "Oh, I was just talking to Eddie," but I'm like, "Yeah, I know. He just emailed us something."
Yep.
And so he emails us that, "Hey guys, I gave you guys a mention on my show today." And he writes, "At the moment, I'm with Courtney, Cronin, Dole, Simmons, Tweed, Kulik." Ha ha.
That is awesome.
I think that's kind of taken off a little bit. And
I love it.
He wasn't the only one. We got a bunch of people. Jeff Trott listens, our buddy Jeff, who designed our awesome new merch T-shirts. Go to our merch site on our website, right?
Yep.
Jeff always tells us, because he's a big listener of Eddie Trunk. A few others have notified us. Hey, he's dropping your names. And he was talking with the great Don Jameson, I guess.
Yep.
We were talking about our show, which is always nice. So we want to say thank you to all those.
Yeah.
Caught that. Eddie, Don, Courtney, of course. And just say, I want to get that out before we move on.
Yeah. No, very cool. Love those guys. Love them. That's awesome. Thank you. Yeah. So let's get into some feedback, including our poll that we always do. Last week, we did Hotter Than Hell review. Woo-hoo! Tons of feedback, as we always get when we do album reviews. Tons of feedback. We picked for the 4 songs Parasite, Mainline, Watching You, and All the Way. And no real surprise, Parasite runs away here. 55% of the vote. Watching You at 27, All the Way at 11, and poor Peter Chris. 7%. Poor Pete. Couple comments here. Tony, not Tony from Restrained. Tony says, voted for Parasite, but Coming Home is my favorite on the album. Always thought it should have been the first song on the record, but oh well.
Hey, I want to jump in. Our buddy Tony from Restrained, I think they're looking for a drummer.
Yeah, they are.
So we're putting it out there. If you live in the California, San Fran area and you're a decent drummer, find another band. I mean, call up Tony because they're looking for a drummer.
You don't even have to be a decent drummer. Tony carries that band. He's a shred master. You just need somebody who knows. You could even.
No, this is Tony from Restrained we're talking.
Oh, I know. That's what I'm saying. Oh, you're being.
We're being nice now and making me
well,
the bad guy.
Well, you didn't let me set up here because I was going to say, even if they got somebody of Joey Casada's caliber.
Oh. Stop putting close-ups up. Sorry.
Yeah, I know.
Come on, Joey. Come on. We don't want to see that mug. We don't.
Speaking of Tony from Restrained, I'm getting a little bit alarmed with clean-shaven Tony from Restrained.
Oh my God. Who's that guy?
It's terrifying. Grow the beard back, brother. We love you.
It hides more of your face.
Yeah, that's the point. Grow a beard. Anyways, we'll eventually get to this episode.
Should we hit the trifecta and shit on Sonny too?
No,
those two guys.
We love. Unfortunately, we don't have anything bad to say about Sonny this week. We'll think of something though.
What about that fucking joke I sent you today?
Oh,
that photo of the Mexican guy with the sombrero, and the Mexican word of the day was Dallas. That's the last game the Dallas Cowboys going to play this year.
Do we have an episode or no?
Offended everybody.
We're just bringing a blowtorch to this episode here. All right, back to poll feedback. Amy J. Hotter Than Hell and Dressed to Kill are near and dear to my heart. I love the crazy cover. Got to Choose is a good song. Yes, the production is tinny and all, but ooh, the rawness. I picked Parasite. Todd Steele, those first three albums are their best songs. They were pure and all for one. The production is meh, but you can't deny the songwriting. Maybe it's because even 50 years later, most of these songs are not played to death. Good point. Jim McClanahan says, I'm not sure how Mainline even made the list. Worst song on the album.
I remember somebody had said something like, how the fuck is this in here?
Yep. Because we wanted to mix it up. We always do that. Egghog says, honestly, the whole album rules despite the shitty production. We all know they'll never do it, but this album would benefit the most if they'd play it in full at a show like other bands do. But shit, they won't even switch in one new song, much less a whole album. And then one of my favorite comments, John Harden. He says, Parasite, but the Kiss Cruise karaoke version. Love it.
Yes.
King Kusano. I love them all, but All the Way is a song that should have been bludgeoned by repetition because it's so great and catchy. Yeah, I agree. Clark Side of the Moon. Seems like Hotter Than Hell gets lost in the world of classic Kiss, but it contains some of the greatest tunes of the entire catalog. Parasite, top 3 Kiss song of all time, in my opinion. Our buddy John Restano. Peter feels a little like Fredo as Mainline doesn't get the respect it deserves. The Ace cult has spoken. It's true. Our buddy Andy, Parasite by a mile. And thank you, Tom. Someone had to say it. Got to Choose blows. I rank this album about 11th. The title track sounds like buffalo farts. Okay. Fred Rogers, rest in peace. All the Way has one of the best choruses of any Kiss song. I agree. And let's fly through a couple of like episode specific comments to see what people think of this album. Our buddy Dr. 2, typical Shout It Out Loudcast album ranking. Quote, I love this album. Every song is great. I rank it right behind Let Me Rock You and Sonic Boom. And then I jumped in and we had a little back and forth. But we love Dr. 2, Steve. Baseball and Death says, quote, because this is not a good song. LOL, right on. I think I said that about Got to Choose. Oh, here we go. MD says, I think I just finished the ultimate welcome new listeners episode. No, you didn't. You're listening to that right now. Fiber Magic Queen. Oh, we love her. This will be a goodie. I already know before I listen that I will be in the minority because I love Got to Choose. If you ignore the woo, it's a banger. No, it isn't, but we love you anyways. Oh, our buddy Chris the Wallet Hake from Gene Simmons' Moneybag. Tom is spot on. When this tour is over, Kiss is done. There's no way Paul and Gene want to get into the costumes in the early to mid-70s. I could see Gene doing some mini tours with the Gene Simmons band. Well, Chris, you talk to Gene. Make it happen. We'll finish up Twitter with this one from Domino's Stepdad. I love these episodes, but Tom's comments are concerning me. I think he has spent too much time around Sonny. His taste is getting questionable and more like Sonny's. Wow, that's the worst thing anybody's ever said to me in my entire life. The fuck? Thank you.
Oh, it's about time you get some shit. I have always wanted the target, for my opinion. But over on the Book of Face, Tom, our buddy Kevin Jepson.
Giggity, 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 giggity.
Yes, that's a new theme song you just heard. A well-deserved one for Kevin, who's now Kevin Jepson. God knows what he had to do to get back onto Facebook. But anyways, I've listened to this since I was a little kid, so the sound doesn't bother me. Got to Choose is a top 5 Kiss song for me and a top 5 Ace guitar solo. My favorite to play. Jeez, Tom, do you even like Kiss?
Yes, that song is not good.
Ooh! Nicolino, kick-ass episode, boys. This album would be a total gem. But as everyone knows, the production is absolute garbage. Wouldn't it be nice in 2024 we get a 50th anniversary box set of this and the first album with the remix version like they did with Destroyer? But they are too cheap to let that happen. Strange Ways is one of the greatest songs. That bass line.
I don't know about that.
Rick Rera says, rip, 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 and destroy.
Good one. True.
The aforementioned Christopher Hack horn segment had me laughing out loud. Fucking great stuff. Pure gold. Ryan, Michael Scott, Spencer Cook, Courtney Cronin, Dole, fucking
Delano Roosevelt, fucking
Rodham Clinton. This cover is bottom 5 for me. It's a clusterfuck. And what is coming out of Ace's shoulders? The album split from plotting to great songs. It isn't ranked too high for me. Great dive into the album, guys. And then he has the Merv Griffin fucking gif underneath. Okay, we're back.
You dated Jerry for a while. How was that? Oh, wrong card.
Talking over here. Over on the Loudcasters page, Tom.
Yeah.
Adam Stevenson of the Metal Oasis podcast says, haven't got to the actual review yet, but that intro with Rocket Ride solidified my decision not to waste money to see Ace next month. Oh, shit. I think we fucked up. Tom.
We just sabotaged Ace's ticket sales.
You're taking money out of the pockets of my family. I don't appreciate it.
He wants a rocket ride.
Our buddy Jack Pinocchio. So I don't want to alarm anyone. The back cover of Hotter Than Hell, the two hands on the corner look like they're reaching around and pulling the ass cheeks apart, and the dot on the nose is the arsehole. Sorry.
That's why we love Jack.
Matt Wallace says, sing this in your head. Hot, hot, hotter than piss. You know you're going to drink from my dong.
Oh, my God. What the hell? Oh.
And then he puts a serious comment. This is my favorite album coming by far. Easily top 5 album for me. Oh, thanks. I'm going to drink from your dong, and you agree on the album.
Oh, God almighty. What's the matter with us?
Darren Hunt. I knew Tom would be talking shit about Got to Choose.
Why does everybody think that? Why does everybody think I was going to do that? Have I mentioned
they probably heard you say about the song and other
really?
capacities.
Okay.
I still say the song is great. If this album had better production, it would be unstoppable. Fun listen as always. Our buddy Graham Richley. Wow. Interesting takes. Agree with Zeus that this is a great album of deep tracks that really showcase the talent of the band and not the Paul and Gene show. Love Peter singing. For me, Ace is MVP on this album with 2 killer songs, a co-write with Paul, and absolutely genius guitar solos on every song. This is in my top 5 Kiss albums of all time. I also love the cover. Kiss has never looked so out of this world. I mean, as a kid looking at these photos on the back, it was like, what the fuck? And the songs are so heavy. I played this album, Dress to Kill and Rock and Roll Over, the most, as they have so many great songs. They have very little fatigue factor. My favorite tracks on this one are All the Way, Watching You, Mainline, and Strange Ways. Same with me, buddy.
Nice.
Yep. Michael Murphy, as always, enjoying the album reviews. As a Gene guy, this album ranks a little higher on the Kiss discography for me. The obvious highlight of this episode, Zeus regaling us with the story of Gene Sonny Simmons and Granny's rotten, pungent lobster snatch.
Oh my
Just
God.
repulsive. Great episode, guys.
Nice. Oh,
And we'll end with Justin Steele saying, great review, guys. I continue to say Tom is nuts about Let Me Go Rock and Roll. It's a great feel-good song, but Got to Choose is a top Kiss song for me.
oh.
I played that from Alive over and over again. When I see Kiss, that's the soundtrack in my head. Unfortunately, everything from the first 3 albums are better consumed live.
Yes.
Thanks, guys. Thanks, Justin. Over on YouTube, Tom. Andrew Johnson, Hotter Than Hell is one of my favorite Kiss albums. Definitely top 5. Sound and all. Every song is great on this album. Strange Ways, best Ace solo. You guys are wrong about Got to Choose. Why is it you guys? It's a great song. Ask Paul. Of course, the live versions are pretty much better, especially Let Me Go Extended. And Going Blind is a great song any way you want to do it. Best version, Paul and Gene acoustic MTV Most Wanted.
No, I'm really like legitimately shocked at like the love for Got to Choose. I mean, I don't know. Maybe that's why I don't like it. Everybody thinks it's so great and they try to tell me that it is, but it's okay.
Somebody named XYZ wrote, Rocket Ride sounds as it always has. What?
Okay. I'm sorry to hear that your hearing is problematic.
I sing it as good as I always done it before in the past. Eric Brewer, Say Ya is better than Got to Choose? Not close. Anything from the 70s beats 2000s, even Peter's solo album. First of all, dude, what are people like misquoting us? When did we say that Say Ya is better than Got to Choose?
I know I don't like Got to Choose. Did I say that? I don't remember.
This is what we said.
I don't
we
remember saying
said that we don't want Got to Choose to be like, oh, the new song in the set list. Unless it's like taking out a Say Ya. I'd rather hear Got to Choose than Say Ya.
Okay.
But we're saying you're not throwing us a bone by putting in Got to Choose into the fucking set list. We'd rather hear something more obscure or more of a deep cut.
Okay, I got you.
Like I Stole Your Love or Come On and Love Me. We don't need Got to Choose. And then we said, unless you're taking out something like Say Ya, I would rather hear Got to Choose than Say Ya.
I wouldn't.
Well, yeah, I mean, I don't know. It depends. Marty White, I couldn't understand why you were starting the show with Karaoke Kiss. Then I heard a bit of the Bronx on the vocal. Holy shit, that's Ace. I think Gene and Paul should put Ace on salary with the stipulation that Ace stop playing live.
Oh, imagine that. We'll pay you to stop butchering our songs.
And they said they'd pay me if I didn't take any questions on the cruise. And Tom, that's what I got.
All right, let's blow through a couple emails. We say this every week. We got a ton of emails, and they're all awesome. We love you guys for sending them. But, you know, this would end up being an entire episode on feedback if we read them all. So we're just going to try to fly through a few here. Let's start with America's favorite realtor, Joey Romanek. What's up, guys? I was so looking forward to your review of Harder Than Hell, and it did not disappoint. For me, this is the best of the first 3 records. Oh, Joey. Stone Cold classics like Parasite, Watching You, and Got to Choose, which I can't believe Tom doesn't like. What is going on here? Anybody
Told
on
ya.
my side? I got one person who agrees with me.
Told you.
Side 2 is full of B-sides, Mainline, Strange Ways, Coming Home, and All the Way are all amazing songs. I wore this record out as a kid, and of course, the live versions of any song on this record is amazing, including Let Me Go Rock and Roll. I actually don't think this record sounds as bad as people say. Let's face it. The guitars and drums of the first 3 records are way too thin, so at least they tried to beef up the guitars a bit on this record. And I just checked on our Patreon vote, and if it stays the course, next month's ARC is going to be epic.
Yeah,
Peace
right.
out, Girl Scout. I love the production of the debut album and Dress to Kill. I think it sounds poppy and kind of snappy. It's not heavy, but it's not shitty like Harder Than Hell. But we love you anyways, Joey. Chris Hall from our website, shoutitoutloudcast.com. Yes, you can send messages directly from there, so we like that. Chris says, well, you boys just bent Harder Than Hell over and spanked its ass for all the world to hear. Who did you have with you, Zeus? Was that Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hate, or was it Tom? Wow. I had to double check that this wasn't Tom giving his review of the new Poison Double LP. It wasn't, so I shudder to think. For fuck's sake, you even took a shot at the co-writer of Going Blind in your fury. That was odd. Who's the
talking about Steve Petty?
Yeah.
Like, what do you mean we took a shot at him? The
guy's a
pedophile?
fucking pedophile. So sorry, Chris Hall, and your support for child molesters.
That's awesome, Chris. That's awesome.
We love you, Chris. I got the impression that you wanted to rank all. Hold on, I'm still laughing here. I got the impression that you wanted to rank all the songs last and move on. So I commend you for having the stomach to get through to the end of the album. I agree that there is an aural film, AURAL, or a fog over the entire album sound, but the drums, especially the cymbals, are what really corrodes the sound, at least to me. Ace's work and his solos are some of his best ever. You also both banged hard on the album cover as well. I just remember looking at that cover front and back and being confused, but I couldn't take my eyes off it. It's like a visual dissonance. For the first several years, I had the album, and I thought they were singing Licking As You Do, and I'm Watching You. Do you guys think you'll ever do a watch-along to some classic porn like you did with Phantom of the Park? Anyway, I've been taking this one pretty hard since Saturday morning. I'm going to have to shake it off and remember the good times. Keep the podcast coming. You both are incredibly entertaining. Oh my.
He wants to hear 2 guys narrate watching porn together.
Ooh, look at his tube socks. Oh, yeah. All right, we'll finish up emails. We'll finish up emails with our good buddy, Backpack Brad Rustoven of the Slamfest podcast. Make sure you listen to his show. Gentlemen, I appreciate you actually separating yourselves from the alive and unplugged versions of these songs when doing the review. Bravo. People's opinions of studio songs are too often clouded by the live version, and excuse the review. I couldn't agree more with Tom on most of his comments on the album.
Oh, there you go.
Aside from the obvious shitty production, if Let Me Go Rock and Roll is your first and only single, you've got major problems. I can't get past Gene squealing rock and roll during the first 10 seconds of that 1950s era rock and roll riff. Kiss doing 50s era rock and roll never worked for me. The tempos of most of these songs are way too slow and plodding. The cymbals sound like they're in slow motion. Gene's backing vocals are way too high in the mix throughout the album and don't sound good at all. I do like the actual gong towards the end of the studio version of Harder Than Hell. On a live, that weak cymbal hit just doesn't have the same impact. With all this said, Parasite and Watching You are the only 2 standout tracks on the studio album. The rest is rushed filler. Lastly, I pose this question to everyone. Would you, as a Kiss fan, ever play this album in a car full of non-Kiss fans? Because I wouldn't. Keep up the great work, guys. Backpack Brad. Oh, it's such a great email, Brad. You're the man. And no, I wouldn't play this. I wouldn't play this album for a Kiss fan, let alone a non-Kiss fan. So what do you think of that?
Speak for yourself.
I know, I'm kidding. All right, and that's emails. All right, and before we wrap it up here, we got a DM on Facebook from our buddy Brad Gregory. Hey, guys, longtime listener from Adelaide, South Australia. Thank you for reviewing Harder Than Hell, one of my favorites. I did a basic review a few years back as part of my own band, Finger Bun. I think you can hear the desperation in this album, and even more so the next. Hungry musicians on their way up. Love it. Keep up the great work. By the way, Ace doing Rocket Ride at the beginning sounds like he had a stroke. Thank you, Brad. Zeus, back to you to wrap it up.
Yeah, I got one more comment I want to read too. This comes from Facebook. Lemmy Blackmore. Been waiting for this one and loved it, T&Z. Always loved the songs, artwork, costumes, and tour from this era. The production gives us something to talk about almost 50 years later. A little surprised at some of Tom's takes, but a huge part of the Kiss appeal is how much they give us to talk about. We'll be ranking their studio albums, tours, lineups, and costumes with strong opinions for years to come. I love all eras, but this one is the best for me. Winterland proves that a fired up, deep in debt, hungry Kiss can't be beat. This podcast can't be beat either. I knew this one would be extra great when the episode kicked off with the first notes of Rocket Ride. Here's to Uncle Ace providing Shout It Out Loudcast content for years to come. Thanks, Tom Zeus. Love you, brothers. And for that, Lemmy, my friend, you are comment of the week.
Good answer. Good answer. I like the way you think. I'm going to be watching you.
All right, Lemmy, thank you so much, buddy. That's awesome. Truly appreciate those kind words. Thank you.
And Tom, what we do now is we give a shout out to our Patreon family. And a special shout out to just a few minutes ago, David Clark, the newest Shout It Out Loudcast Patreon member. David joins us as a spaceman. We appreciate that, David. And thank you for joining the family. Patreon is where you guys can come and join on 4 different tiers. We have obviously the Catman, the Spaceman, the Star Child, and the Demon tier. Each tier comes with different little perks that we give, including merch, including videos, live stuff, sneak peek, polls, episode involvement. Before you know it, March Madness will be here. You guys will be involved with that as well. And obviously the album review crew, which all those guys are involved with right now. And the album, I believe, has been picked. Yikes.
Not for me.
Yeah, then you guys will figure this out. And David, thank you again for becoming part of this family. The guys over the family at Patreon supports the show. They give us so much. And with that, we in turn try to give you guys the content and the product that you guys want and deserve. So that's why, you know, when we bang out 2 episodes of Album Review Crew this month, a live thing with Jericho and PJ, an album review, and keep going without giving up any time. It's a big endeavor, and Patreon is there, and it helps along the way, and we appreciate it. And we certainly never want to let you guys down, and that's why we continue with the content. We continue to grow the show and make it even better. So thank you to Patreon and newest member, David Clark.
Yep, absolutely. You guys are the best. We thank you guys so much every week. Truly important members of our family, and we can't thank you enough. And a huge special shout out to David Clark for being the newest member of our family. David, welcome aboard, and thank you so much.
I forgot to mention, guys, if you want to join our Patreon family, go to the website right there on the landing page. If you click on the Patreon link, you can find all the information you need about Patreon, and it's right there. And just go to the website anyways. But that's where you can find us, or you can go to the app, patreon.com as well. Any way you can find us, and you just look for creators, Shout It Out Loudcast, and then find out what we're all about, and hopefully you'll join the fun. So, Tom, what we do now is we go over to Kiss World. What's going on?
Not too much. Still no dates announced for the U.S. Right now we're recording on Wednesday, January 25th. So as of right now, nothing going on. They got all the dates in South America, over in Europe, That's they're busy, but nothing in the U.S. right now. We're hearing stories that they might be announcing something on the last day of this month. There are some rumors about that January 30th, they might be dropping some news about what's going to be happening in the States. Our buddy painter Picasso Paul decided to tweet out something yesterday, which is just, he has this picture. It's horrendous. I don't know. It's a painting. It looks like a skull, but it looks like, I don't know what's going on. And he writes 4 feet by 5 feet. When I've seen people I care about passing away all around me these past couple of years, I have to remind myself what matters. And then on the painting, he painted life is dodgeball, then QTR, quality time remaining, then live without excuses, die without regrets. Is he just Googling? I don't understand what this is. Like,
it's a poster for the store Spencer's in the 1980s. You can put on your wall.
Yeah, I'm just not. I don't know. He's getting more and more confusing to me. He shared an article about himself it was about him and his art, and I don't know. I truly think he can't fucking wait to just stop touring. I think he's got no interest at all in this band in any way. I think he's pissed at COVID that fucked up their plans. And I don't know. It's just frustrating because we love Kiss, we love Paul, and this is not Paul. I mean, you go to his Twitter page, his header photo is Soul Station. It's not Kiss. There's nothing Kiss. So, but that's my weekly Paul rant. There's really nothing going on with the band. Everybody's quiet right now. So I think everybody's kind of holding their breath. No announcement on the new off the soundboard. So right now, January's kind of a quiet month for Kiss.
All right, Tom. So with that, I'm going to go talk to Ace. He's going to do an acoustic live version of Pursuit of Rock and Roll for us to play.
All right, we're back. While you were working on that and checking out Ace, I was helping Paul pick out some new art supplies. So he got some new poster paints.
All right. So, Tom, we like doing these video clips and Kiss appearances. And we saw this one and we're like, oh, we got to get to this at some point. And this is Ace appearing on Howard Stern show. And this is from May 3rd, 2005. So he was just in Kiss. He's now out of Kiss. Tommy's now in Kiss. And that's the context of when this episode gets played. Howard Stern is Howard Stern. Most of you guys know. Some of our international people might not know him, but he's a shock jock, the ultimate shock jock in the U.S. And he's a New York guy, so he knows Kiss, and they have a lot of fun with Gene on. And now they were going to get Ace on for a little bit.
I've been a Stern fan forever. I've drifted away the last probably 10 or so years because he kind of just became part of the corporate media structure, and he's not the friggin' Howard Stern that he used to be. But back in this era, he was still funny. I still loved him. It's supposed to be kind of a quick little thing here. We'll talk about it because we're going to play it and let you guys hear it. Stern is on his game because he keeps it from being really uncomfortable and awkward. But when you watch it, Ace is a little uncomfortable. We'll talk about it.
Here it is.
Hi, this is Ace Frehley. I'm up here doing the Howard Stern show early in the wee hours of the morning to promote the new movie that's coming out on video today, which is the 29th of March, January, February, March, yeah. And the movie's called Remedy, and I play a heroin dealer in it.
Are you a little nervous, or
nah?
How you feeling before you go in?
I don't get nervous at this.
Ace Frehley is from Kiss. I don't really know that much about Ace Frehley. Sal's the guy who knows everything about Ace Frehley. He's the guy who said, hey, you got to get Kiss in here. Ace Frehley.
Well, I know the name. That's about it.
Yeah.
That was one huge band, man, in the 70s.
And I know Ace isn't in the band anymore, and I think he hates Gene Simmons. So that's always funny. Anyway, here's Ace. He's in a movie called Remedy, now available on DVD.
I was going to say, I hadn't heard of that.
Ace Frehley. There he is. Oh, no, that's Chuck Zito.
I was
That ain't
going to say, wait a minute. I know that guy. Hi there.
Hey, Ace. How you doing? Hey, Chuck.
Why is Chuck in here?
Why is Chuck in here? I don't know. I don't, this is a surprise to me, but Chuck is always welcome.
Of course he's welcome. I'm just wondering if Ace feels unsafe.
How are you, Ace?
I'm wonderful.
Good to see you. Hi, Chuck. How are you?
Oh, yeah.
All right. You boys are in a movie?
Yeah.
What movie is this? Remedy.
Remedy.
I don't know.
Now, what is that about?
What is that about, Ace?
It's about choose your own poison, you know. It's about, decadency in New York City.
Oh, I know all about that.
The drug scene, you know.
Really?
I play a heroin dealer in
No kidding. I can't see you as a heroin dealer.
Yeah, neither could I, you know.
I'm a police captain.
Is that true?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, that's
I play
funny.
Captain Sally.
Ace, you're in. Are you in Kiss or not? I don't know that much about Kiss. I'll be honest with you, but I know everyone's a big fan. So what's going on here with this Kiss stuff?
I'm presently not touring with them.
And you hate Gene, right?
No, I love Gene.
Oh, come on, man!
Why
Don't
aren't
do
you
this
touring
to me.
with them then?
Chuck, does he hate Gene?
Not at all.
Yeah, yes, he does.
No, I don't. No,
I
Gene-
know he stuck to his guns because he said that he's not going to open for a band that used to open for Kiss.
Yeah, but what happened? Aerosmith and you guys went out on tour.
Right.
And you said, the way it was explained to me anyway, and tell me if I'm wrong or right, you said, hey, man, I ain't opening up for Aerosmith.
Yeah.
Aerosmith can open up for us.
Mm-hmm.
And you told that to Gene.
Right.
And Gene said, hey, you can get out of the band.
That's okay.
And that's it. That was the end, huh? You don't care.
Well, I'm part of the family, and but as of last couple of years, I'm just kind of focusing on me and working on a CD.
Can you get paid by Kiss still, or is it like the whole thing over?
No.
You can't? You don't get part of the merchandising? You're an original?
Yeah, I always get part of the merchandise.
You do?
From now till time
memoriam.
Right. Whatever that word is.
Yeah,
what is that word?
Hey, explain something to me with the whole business thing, though. Do you think Gene puts out too much Kiss stuff?
Well, they have a tendency to go overboard with merchandising.
Right.
Is that just Gene, or does the whole band, or, is Paul in on all that stuff, too?
Paul's involved, but Gene's the one that kind of...
He's the mastermind.
See, I feel like in that band, if you don't, do what Gene says, you get screwed.
Well, we've had our run-ins, but, no hard feelings.
Did you come up with the name Kiss?
No, Paul did.
Paul did.
I wanted to call it another four-letter word.
Now, did you come up with your own makeup?
Yes.
Does it bother you now that somebody else is wearing it?
No, because I still get checks.
Oh, okay.
Beautiful.
Were you married now?
Yeah. And I have a beautiful daughter, Monique.
You happy? You don't seem happy. You seem sad.
What, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
I'm
You
one
seem
of the
bummed
happiest
out.
guys in the world.
Are you really happy?
Yeah, I just didn't want to come here and talk about Kiss.
Why not? What the hell else are we going to talk about? That's 30 years of your life.
I came here to promote a movie.
I mean, come on. What are we going to say? You were in Kiss, bro. Yeah. This is it. This is big.
Hey, Howard, you ready for this one? Ace's manager wants him to leave.
What?
Why?
He doesn't want him talking about this stuff.
About what stuff?
I don't know.
The Kiss stuff?
Oh, it's a shame. Well, let's give you a plug at least for your movie.
Jeez.
I'd like to give you that. Ace Frehley and Remedy, now available on DVD. If I've offended anyone, I'm sorry. Chuck, good luck with everything. Ace, good luck with everything, man.
Thank you, Howard.
Thank you.
RemedyTheMovie.com. I'll go find out what it is I did to piss off your manager.
You didn't do anything.
Thank you, Robin.
Are you comfortable?
You're quite welcome.
Come on.
Are you comfortable?
I'm fine.
I didn't stay if you want.
The manager says he's upset.
Yeah. He wants to pull him out.
The manager
of here.
says I'm upset?
That's what he just said.
No.
He's crazy.
I'm upset.
Anyway,
I
I
would
wish
stay. You can stay.
I'm not gonna push anybody.
I hope not.
Right. What is it, Gary?
Now what?
You're right.
Yeah.
The manager says that you're here to talk about the movie, not about anything about Ace.
Oh, I was interested in Ace, but okay.
I said, listen, I love Ace, but I'm not doing his infomercial.
No, yeah, well, I mean, I love Ace too. I'm enjoying being with Ace. But
When you talk to Ace, you got to get the whole Ace package, and you talk about what he's doing, not just about the movie.
That's right.
Of course, we can only talk so much about the movie. It's Remedy, and we're both in it.
Chuck knows.
Well, you know, the whole idea is that to make Ace so intriguing, people want to see what he did in the movie.
That's right.
Of course. He has a bunch of fans downstairs. He got out of the car, and he just kept doing autographs and pictures.
Can Sal come in and say a quick hello, Howard?
All right, is he in full makeup?
Retarded as ever.
All right, let's take a look. This is Sal, one of your biggest fans. He's dressed up as you.
I saw him in the bathroom.
Look at him. Sal,
He's wrapped in tinfoil.
why are you in tinfoil?
Ace really. Well, this is the Love Gun outfit that I put together.
Right.
At Dwayne Reed.
You're a super fan.
Yeah.
Right.
Ace, I got my butt kicked in by Puerto Ricans in the 4th grade by dressing like you in Brentwood. I grew up in Brentwood. And you know what? From that day forward, I still dress like you. I don't care. You were worth it. You changed my whole life. I think you're incredible.
Wow.
Ace is the real rebel of rock and roll. Gene is, in my opinion, just a bloodsucker looking for money. Paul is like the Ralph of the band. Leave it at that. You know. Peter, he's a god-awful drummer, in my opinion. And Ace is the only guy. Ace was the only fiber of Kiss, man. He wrote Parasite. He wrote Cold Gin, which Gene whored out the lyrics. It should have been you singing it like you do when you do it solo. Right. And instead, they just, they take this guy, they prop him up on stage, they throw a couple of bucks down his throat, and then they throw him out, and they always badmouth him behind his back. It's bullcrap, man.
Ace.
You're the reason why Kiss happened. You are Kiss.
What do you think of what he says? You agree? You disagree?
He's entitled to his opinion,
You see, you start smiling when he says these things.
You know what? It's really hard to take a compliment from a guy dressed in tinfoil.
When his tinfoil is falling off.
All right, we're going to take a break. I want to thank Chuck Zito, the great Chuck Zito, Ace Frehley for coming by. And for more information, go to remedythemovie.com.
Ace, what'd you think of that dude?
I was very flattering. Quite flattering. I'm always flattered when people dress up like me. I mean, I created the character. It's a beautiful thing.
So that was it. It was a little awkward, but a couple things come at me right away. Number one, Ace is like somewhat coherent. He's not like mush brain at this point.
No, he's not mush brain, but even Howard notices. I don't know if he was awkward or if he was uncomfortable or if he was medicated, but even Howard's like, "Are you happy?" He's like, "You don't seem happy." So I think it probably was a combination of the discomfort of talking about Kiss and Gene and all that stuff. But his hair looked weird. Like he had like a receding hairline that looked like really stringy.
You mean his hair that he wears now is not real?
Exactly. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's just, first of all, he walks in and it's Chuck Zito, the actor's with him.
Who is fucking, first of all, again, I'm a massive Stern fan. So I know all these friggin' characters. Like, I mean, Chuck Zito, like, I think Robin goes something about like his Ace scared because like Chuck Zito's like a fighter, martial arts boxer, like guy.
He's fucking Chuck Pancamo from Oz.
Well, that too. Yeah, exactly. Right.
I wish we could do a deep dive on the series Oz.
Yeah.
It is the most fucked up series. It was like the first HBO series.
Yep.
And the first one really to get into what's now these binge type series. And it's all the same actors and characters, like just coming in for like 2 seconds and portraying the most depraved individuals. Everybody that was in like Homicide, Life on the Streets, or Law and Order, or any of those guys, actors, or The Sopranos, or Boardwalk Empire, you can find them all on Oz. Insane shit.
Zito.
Yeah, Chuck Zito, the leader of the fucking Italian mob.
But I love Stern because, like, first of all, has anybody on this planet heard of an Ace Frehley movie, Remedy, on DVD?
I'm here to I'm here to promote my new DVD. It's coming out today, I think. I'm not sure.
Playing a heroin dealer. Howard goes, I can't picture you doing that. Like, before we watched this clip, I had never ever heard of this movie or the fact that Ace was in it. Never.
I've heard of it. I don't know if it's the one with him and Peter's in it too. I'm not sure. There's another one where Peter plays a cop or something. But he's like, and Howard's like, I don't really know Ace. But I know he's in Kiss. Yeah, he says he's in a movie. And then they sit down, and it's already kind of obvious. Like, Chuck, they know Chuck.
Yep.
Like, what are you doing there? But you can tell, like, he's probably like, hey, I'm going to bring Ace with me. And they're like, oh, yeah, we'll have Ace on. And Chuck was there to probably make Ace feel comfortable.
Yeah, and they were there
together.
Yeah, and they were there to talk about the movie. And Howard just gets right into it. So, talking about
are you
Kiss.
in Kiss? Yeah, are you in Kiss? He asked them.
What was his answer?
Yeah, he's like, well, presently I'm not touring with them. Dude, we all know you never went back.
Exactly.
So, which leads me to think, and because there's other stuff that obviously you just heard, we're going to get into, that he wasn't sure what he was doing. And I think he was nervous about his future. So he never went after him like he does now.
And I think that's why he was very, very calm, quiet demeanor. And I think that's why he said it. Currently, I'm not touring with them right now, because this was 2005.
Yeah, and that's why the manager ends up calling.
Oh, yeah.
So how says you hate Gene throughout the whole thing, even before Ace walks in. He's like, saying it out loud, like he's gonna fucking stir shit up because of Gene.
Yeah, Howard goes, yeah, and Ace, he hates Gene, so that's always fun. So he's like excited to like start shit about
you
Gene.
hate Gene? And he's like, Ace says, no, I love him. And then he starts talking about him. They talk about the whole Aerosmith Kiss thing. Now, we know there's shit there between Paul and Steven Tyler and all that animosity.
Terrible tour, by the way. Me and you saw it.
Oh, my God. What were they touring on?
Bunking on Bobo. Fucking awful.
And I know Peter's buddies with Aerosmith. I think he gets along with them. He's the only one. But I didn't know Ace didn't like them.
Me neither. Well, I don't. Is it not that he doesn't like them, or that he was like, we're not fucking open. I'm not opening for these guys.
Yeah, I know. So that was the thing he said. And Chuck is the one who said that. Ace said that, and Ace agreed. And then Howard asked him, did you say, hey, these guys just open up for us? So, we don't want to open up. And Ace is like nodding along, going, yep. So he's confirming this.
Yeah.
And
you could tell Ace wanted to get out of there. He did not look. That's why Howard cut him off and was like, are you happy?
Yeah.
It's like, what are you talking about? Of course I'm happy.
And then Howard asked him, is that when Gene said to you, get out of the band?
Yeah.
And he said, that's okay. He didn't say that's why I left. I was going to kill myself if I didn't get out. And he just said, yeah, that's okay. That's why I left.
Because you're right. At that time, his future was uncertain with the band.
And he said, well, I'm part of the family and I'm working on a CD. Who talks like that now, right?
Working on a
dated.
CD.
That is so dating. But he says you still getting paid by Kiss? And he goes, nah. And then he goes, so you don't get any of the merch? Oh, the merch I do. I'll get that till the end of maternity.
Yeah, they try to say time immemorium, and they all fuck it up. They're all like, what's that word?
Yeah, they don't know shit about it. And then Howard still tries to instigate Ace.
Yeah.
And then I think he says something like, don't you have to do everything that Gene says in the band?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And then he talks about like Paul, but Ace doesn't say shit about Paul. It didn't seem like he really wanted to go after him. That's probably because Howard knows that people know about Gene. So that's the fun part.
Of course.
Stern.
Exactly. Of course.
And then what's her name? Robin asks him, did you come up with your own, makeup? And he says, yes.
This was good.
And he goes, and this is the part I want all you fucking Ace cult members to hear. Does it bother you that someone else is wearing your makeup? Ace says, no, because I still get, what did he say? I still get checks.
Yep. Is that true?
I don't know if it was at the time.
Because I've never heard that.
I'm thinking, part of the contract, and maybe it could have been one of those things where, hey, you sign on this deal. You can't shit on us if we continue without you and you can't make it. And Tommy has to wear the makeup. Maybe it's a contractual thing that he wasn't like allowed to say shit or to shit on Kiss without him in it or anything like that.
Yeah, because I don't think Ace owns his makeup the way that people claim that like Vinny does or whatever. You know what I mean?
But he was asked point blank.
No, I know.
2005. Does it bother you?
And I thought
he said no, because I'm still getting checks.
And I thought it was interesting that Robin fired that right at, like, she was doing it with like a smirk on her face. Does it bother you that someone else is wearing your makeup? And he's like, no.
Yeah. And that's when Howard's like, hey, what's the matter with you? Well, I didn't think I was going to come in and talk about Kiss. And the ultimate insult is when Howard's like, what else would we talk to you about? Of course we're going to talk about Kiss.
Right. You're Ace Frehley. Nobody wants to hear about your VOD fucking DVD movie.
What else are we going to talk about? Of course we're going to talk about Kiss. And then that's when fucking Baba Booey goes, yeah, you want to hear something? His manager's on the phone and says Ace wants to leave. He's mad. He wants Ace to get off because you're talking about Kiss. And then they cut to Ace's face. That's when it's like uncomfortable.
Yeah. Yeah. But so obviously the manager, because I'm wondering, this is the funny thing about this. Howard's a fucking pro here. There was no prerequisite before the interview. Like, the manager never said, hey, we're not talking about Kiss. Don't bring up Gene. We're going to talk about the movie. So what did you, if you don't start the interview by saying, hey, don't do X, Y, and Z, Howard, of course, everybody knows Ace from Kiss. You're going to talk about that, not this stupid movie that no one's ever heard of.
If Howard finds it interesting, his audience will find it
absolutely.
So if Howard doesn't find it interesting, neither will his audience. He doesn't give a fuck about Ace Frehley's video on demand.
Well, the best part was Chuck Zito goes, yeah, what else are we going to talk about? The movie's coming out. It's on DVD. and Howard goes, yeah, even Chuck knows. What are we going to talk about?
And they're like, okay, let's wrap it up. I'm sorry. And Ace is like, And then Chuck's like, no. He's not going to leave like that. Try to help him out. And like, no, we could stay. It's fine. Ace is fine. He's
yeah.
I am.
Yeah, he didn't. Dude, by the way, Chuck Zito, fucking huge. The guy's fucking huge.
Yeah, he doesn't look like he can't fight. He looks like he can whip some ass.
Exactly. By the way, what a joy it is to see Baba Booey. I haven't seen that guy in so long. I love him. Oh my god,
that horse tooth jackass,
fucking Tata Toothy.
And then they bring out.
Oh, this is my favorite part of the whole fucking thing.
That's the thing about Stern that I love. Like, they always have like these rejects on call.
Yeah, but this guy's not a reject. Sal the stockbroker. This guy's real.
So they're like, and Bobby goes, he wants to come on. He goes, yeah, he's a retard. I'm a retard. Okay, people relax. I'm quoting what he said. No, I'm saying it.
Yeah.
So, and they bring this guy out, dork guy in this awful Ace fucking costume, made of. It looked like our fucking Stonehill stuff.
That's exactly what it was.
Aluminum foil.
That's exactly what it
No
was.
shirt, awful wig, disgusting little mustache, and he goes on a tirade shitting on the rest of the band and loving Ace.
Dude, that tirade that he went on was straight out of the Ace Cult handbook.
Yep.
Every single thing he said is what it's like the Pledge of Allegiance for the Ace Cult.
That's it. That's what we gotta find, Tom. The Pledge of Allegiance of the fucking Ace Cult.
That was it. Sal the stockbroker had it. How about he goes? He calls Gene a bloodsucker.
Oh yeah, what does that imply?
I know. And then he said
Fucking
something.
asshole.
He said Paul's the Ralph of the band.
Yeah, what is that?
I don't get that. And then he goes, Peter is a terrible drummer.
Ace is just laughing.
Yeah, Ace is like,
yeah, he sucks.
I love Sal. And then
but Ace is still coherent that they ask him. Like, I got a kick out of him, man. That's his interpretation or whatever he says. Like, Ace can't pull that off and think on his feet like that now.
Oh, I love it. Howard goes, I don't know if we should be taking compliments from a guy dressed in tinfoil. But it is funny, the dynamic of Ace. That's why I'm wondering, like, was he squirming and wanted to get out of it? Because
I think there was some sort of contractual shit that he can't be saying certain stuff or talking about stuff.
So why didn't his manager say that?
Have you heard about their managers, how stupid they are?
No, I know. But for the manager to call Baba Booey and say, hey, cut the cord here. What did you think they were going to talk about? It's Howard. And Howard goes, Even Howard even said, "What are we going to talk about? You're Ace Frehley, man. You're in Kiss."
Yeah, I think he didn't want him. I'm telling you, I bet you there was something in there, like if Ace disparages Kiss or releases information about what his role is, because maybe at that time he was supposed to come back.
I agree.
And not tell the fans that he's gone. And so that's why he's like, yeah, I'm not touring with them right now.
Because imagine, so that was 2005. Imagine if this interview was done today.
Oh, Ace would have fucking piled on.
Of course he would have.
Yeah. So I'm telling you, I think there was some sort of
I think you're
business thing going on, and Ace didn't want it. And now you're like, and the manager's like, dude, you're going to fucking blow a lot of money here. Shut the fuck up. Don't talk about them and don't say shit. You know, Howard's like, yeah, let's get him to fucking say shit about Gene.
He's like, so you hate Gene, right? And Ace is like, no. And Howard's like, oh, come on.
Yeah. And I think Howard's like, okay, so he doesn't hate Gene. He's not really doing shit, and he's in a stupid fucking movie. All right, enough. All right, thanks for coming. I'll plug your movie.
Well, seriously, I mean, Ace, Howard is, forget about what you think about Howard. He is absolutely one of the greatest interviewers of all time. Yeah. When he has a guest on, nobody can interview anybody the way he does. He gets to the point. He's funny. He has hard questions. So, like you said, Howard was like, dude, are you even happy? Like, what are we doing here? This is a waste of everybody's time.
Exactly. This is what I want to hear, and this is what my audience will want to hear. If we're not talking about it, all right, that's Ace Frehley. Thanks, guys, for coming in.
Yeah, go to remedy.com and buy this fucking ridiculous movie.
I play a heroin. It's about the decadence of rock and roll and drugs.
No, I like how he said, no. He didn't say the decadence. He said decadency, which isn't even a fucking word. It's about the decadency in New York.
It's about the ecstasization of drugs. Yeah, so apparently the movie has a few fucking people that are known as gangster movies. They got Frank Vincent, who wants somebody to go shine his shoes.
Yep.
You've got Vincent Pastore, Big Pussy. Obviously, Chuck Zito. Maureen Van Zant, who is Stevie Van Zant's wife in The Sopranos and in real life.
And you got Ace Frehley as Johnny. He wouldn't pull anything like that on Johnny.
Yeah, and Rick Aiello, I think that's Danny Aiello's kid. Just so fucking, just what?
It's got a 4.2 out of 10 on IMDb. It's got 247 reviews.
That's just my family. Well, regardless, that's the movie that they were on there to promote. I just find the whole fucking thing, this clip is just classic Kiss clips. And we hope that you watch it. You should watch it on YouTube as well. And you'll get a better kick because you'll see how squirmish Ace is in the video. And tell us what you think.
Yeah, it's interesting. I think because of the time, like the time frame of it, and like you said, Zeus, about how where Ace is in his career path with Kiss at the time, because he didn't give Howard anything, and like we said, imagine if that happened today, where would we be?
And so usually sometimes we would rank this appearance as a Kiss appearance, but because he's not in Kiss at the time, we're going to keep this one out. But it's one of my favorites.
Yeah,
it's a short, nice, fun clip.
Exactly. It's still a related Kiss thing, but in terms of the ranking, those are going to be reserved for when the band or an active member of Kiss is involved in the appearance, whether it's Paul and Gene on Oprah or Paul Lynde's Halloween special. Like, those are what the rankings are for. We're going to cover a lot of things outside of Kiss, whether it's a Peter Criss interview, a Vinnie Vincent thing.
Yeah, the Phil Donahue Peter one wouldn't be ranked.
Exactly. Correct. Yeah. So check this out. It's readily available on YouTube. Check it out. Let us know if you guys have seen this before. Let us know if you've seen the movie. And I don't know, are our theories correct about Ace and his kind of calmness during this interview? Did he know something, or was he hoping for something? I don't know. Who knows?
Tom, what do we do next?
We got a question of the week. All right, I got a question here from Shane Loudon from our website. He comes in, shoutoutloudcast.com. I'm going to kind of paraphrase this question. We love the questions that you get, but sometimes they're great, and we appreciate the questions. But sometimes what you're asking us to do could almost be like an entire episode. So sometimes I try to paraphrase them a little bit. So his question is about the Creatures box set. He says, since the Creatures box set combined the original 4 Killers tracks in addition to Creatures, my question is this. If you could create a 10-song album from Killers and Creatures, what would that album look like for each of you? So I guess my question would be, if you could look at the songs from Killers, would all 4 of them be on Creatures? Would one of them be on there? Would 2? Would none of them be on Creatures? Do any of them belong on Creatures? That's how I would kind of take this question here.
All right. So the first thing I would probably look at is my rankings. So I'm taking out, first of all, Nowhere to Run is definitely there.
Yes.
So that means Keep Me Coming would be gone.
Yep.
And I'd put Nowhere to Run in there.
Yep.
Then it would go to, do I think Partners in Crime, I'm a Legend Tonight, and Down on Your Knees, are they better than Creatures of the Night, Rock and Roll Hell, and Saint and Sinner? No, I mean, maybe Saint and Sinner might get dropped for I'm a Legend Tonight. Maybe. But I probably doubt it because I like the sound and it fits the album. If we put Nowhere to Run in there, I think Keep Me Coming out. Oh my God, this would be the greatest album they've ever done by far.
Okay, so there's only 9 songs on Creatures of the Night to begin with. There's 4 songs off Killers.
Yeah.
So like you said, kind of using that equation, would you take out the bottom 4 songs? For me, my bottom 4 of the 9 are Creatures of the Night, title track, Danger, Saint and Sinner, Keep Me Coming. Obviously, Nowhere to Run would definitely go on there and take out Keep Me Coming. I'm a Legend Tonight would go in there and take out Saint and Sinner. Down on Your Knees would go in there and take out Danger. But Partners in Crime is not knocking out the title track, Creatures of the Night. So I guess that's a different way of answering the question. Instead of the 10 song, I think we'll kind of just do it a little substituting. So the bottom 3 songs for me on Creatures of the Night are worse than my top 3 of the Killers track. So that's what I would do. I would take out Danger, Saint and Sinner, and Keep Me Coming. Put in Nowhere to Run, I'm a Legend Tonight, and Down on Your Knees. That would be my album.
Yeah, and for me, Nowhere to Run just replaces Keep Me Coming, and that's it.
Okay. All
Great question.
Great question, Shane. I love those kinds of questions. Thank you so much. And anybody else who wants to ask us a question, please, it's part of our show every week. We do question of the week. Send us an email, send us a DM, go on our website, and please be part of the show. So thank you again, Shane.
Tom, where can people find us?
Well, we've mentioned it a few times this episode. Please go to our website, shoutoutloudcast.com. That's where you can find everything. Right there on the landing page, you can get our link for our Amazon merch with all your Shout It Out Loudcast gear. Big thanks to Jeff Trout once again for helping us with some of those images. You got a link right there to join our Patreon. That's awesome. All of our social media. And then, of course, links to all of our episodes for Shout Out Loudcast, Album Review Crew. We just dropped the newest one, Come and Get It, from Whitesnake. Our Dorm Damage episodes, our Zeppelin Chronicle episodes, all of our rankings, everything is there. That's the best place. And you can comment on individual episodes. You can send us questions directly. So please start with that. That's where everything is. And then, of course, our email. We mentioned those before. We love getting them. shoutitoutloudcast@gmail.com. Social media. We're out there, very active. Look for us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok. Please follow us, tag us, all that good stuff. And of course, as we mentioned earlier, our wonderful Patreon family. We love you guys. Special shout out to David Clark this week for joining the family. You guys are the best. And we're always happy to say that we're a proud member of the Pantheon Podcast Network of shows. Great shows. You can visit their website and find us along with tons of other great ones.
Yeah, people can DM us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. We're working our way up to the magical 1,000. Please subscribe when you see our YouTube videos. It helps the show out tremendously. If you give us one of those 5-star child reviews on Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, Spotify, Facebook, wherever you can give those 5-star child reviews, we appreciate that. As I always say, the ways you can help the show, Patreon. Give us a 5-star review, and obviously go visit our merch and Amazon stores from our website. Those are huge. And you can email us at shoutitoutloudcast@gmail.com, shoutitoutloudcast@gmail.com, and also visit the awesome website. People are using it a lot more lately, and they're putting their comments on the episodes, which we love. So, and that's shoutitoutloudcast.com, shoutitoutloudcast.com. Tom, we'd like to leave everybody with famous last words. Do you have any?
I'm the kind of guy who likes feeling high and dry, and I really like to fly. Check out remedy.com for my movie.
I'm a magical lyricist. It's a strange sensation. Out of control, being by myself. I feel this gravitation caught like a magnet, and I'm being pulled.
God almighty.
Tom, thank you. Kiss Army, thank you. Loudcasters, thank you.
Guys, you're the best. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Please, interested in feedback on this one. If you guys knew about this clip, whatever, tell us what you think. Zeus, as always, my friend, thank you.
Peace out, Girl Scout.
I don't judge people by their bedroom tastes. So, what anybody wants to do behind closed doors is all right with me, as long as it doesn't affect me in a negative way. If somebody wants to sleep with a parakeet, so be it,